This is McDonald-Amaker with Social Work Practice 1-304. This is graded assignment number 7, the psychosocial interview. Hello, Mr. Amaker. How are you doing?
All right,
Come on in and have a seat.
Thank you very much.
So what brings you in today?
I just had a referral for some issues I've been dealing with through the military one source.
Do you have the referral with you?
No, I didn't.
That's okay.
I phoned ahead and then, they scheduled this appointment, so I didn't think about, bringing it with me.
Military one source, okay. Tell me what's happened.
Well, I guess, just been having some issues when, I'm in the military, and I've been deployed multiple times and had a little run-in at work and stuff.
Okay.
And I guess the reaction that came out from the run-in I had with my supervisor, I got recommended to seek some counseling for some of the issues I've been dealing with.
How many deployments and how frequent?
Deployed pretty regularly at my new assignment. Been on 4 deployments in 4 years.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right.
Okay. Tell me about your family.
I'm married. I have a wonderful wife, and we have 4 kids together. And
Boys or girls?
We have 1 boy, and then we have 3 girls.
1 boy, bless his heart. How old is he?
He's 14.
14. And what are the ages of the girls?
17, 12, and 7.
Oh, bless the little boy's heart. He's sandwiched between all them mothers, huh?
Right. And we also have a 3-year-old boy.
A 3-year-old boy?
Yeah.
What's the 3-year-old boy's? 3-year-old...
A 3-year-old son. His name is Capone.
Capone?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's our family dog.
Oh, well,
he thinks he's one of the kids.
That's so sweet.
Yes.
And he's a boy too, huh?
Right.
Bless his heart. And you say he's 3 years old?
Right.
Okay. So he's kind of like your service dog in a way.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's nice. I have dogs also. Yeah. They're a handful. I don't know who's better sometimes. Let's kind of go through your family history. Do you have a history of childhood physical abuse?
No, ma'am.
What about emotional verbal abuse?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what about family history of domestic violence?
No, not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. What about childhood neglect or childhood sexual abuse?
No, ma'am.
None of the above? Out-of-home placement as a child?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about family history of mental health?
No, ma'am.
Family history of substance abuse?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, relatively happy childhood.
For the most part, yes. You have your ups and downs through any family, but nothing that's been substantially documented.
Okay. What about learning problems? Have you ever had any issues with learning or any disabilities?
No.
Nothing that you could identify or nobody else has identified?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, so were there any particular subjects that you had any issues with?
You're speaking in school subjects?
Yes, sir.
No subjects that have difficulties with. It's just you feel better or more natural in certain subjects, but nothing that poses a problem as far as like understanding the material.
Okay, so you didn't have any type of special ed assistance in school either then? Okay. Did you ever have to repeat any grades?
No.
Okay. And what was your highest grade level completed?
I have an associate's degree.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. And why did education stop with that?
Like I said, it's just been trying to juggle the job while I'm home versus the deployments and dealing with being away from your family and everything.
So you would say military life?
So yeah, sometimes it's not high on the priority, and just trying to take care of everything else. And
yes, sir.
That's more secondary at this point.
Okay. So, with all of that being said, would you say you'd have any difficulty with reading newspapers or any type of books, budgeting checkbooks, or filling out forms?
No.
Okay. What about working with numbers and columns?
No.
Okay. What about concentration through an entire movie, sitting for an hour or less? Or an hour or more?
I mean, if it's a dry spot in the movie.
It's a little aggravating.
Right.
Got you. What about mixing arithmetic signs?
No.
Okay. What about understanding what you read?
No.
No problems with in middle school, junior high, or high school?
Problems
As far as education, behavioral issues, maybe?
No, just
Okay.
typical childhood behavior.
Good deal. Now, what about the mental health status regarding stressful life situations and recent issues that you were making mention? Were you recently married? You said you've been married for how long?
8 years.
Okay. So, were you recently divorced from that before that?
Yes.
Okay. What about child left at home? Were you a child that was left at home?
I didn't have a lot of interaction with my siblings. I was kind of a loner, I guess.
Okay. Would you say your overall health was pretty good or bad, or what would you say?
Pretty good.
Would you say you had any negative behaviors of family members?
Nah, not really. Just, kind of did my thing. They did their thing.
Gotcha. What about any sexual issues?
No.
No? Okay. Any legal issues, engagements, serious arguments, death of a loved one, issues with family members?
Death of a loved one, I guess.
Death of a loved one. What about issue with family member? Who was that loved one?
My grandmother.
Okay. Pretty close.
Yeah, she kind of raised me for the majority of my life, so,
Okay.
she was real near and dear to my heart.
Gotcha. So, would you have any changes other than what you said at work, and what would those changes be?
Well, I recently changed jobs because the current environment that I worked in was kind of stressful, sometimes belittling.
Stressful?
They didn't value what I brought to the table. I've been in the military for almost 17 years, and
Wow, that's a long time.
right, and it's been repeated occasions where it feels like they're questioning your knowledge level and expertise, and you kind of progress through the years, so you feel like you provided a clear enough example why you're the rank you are in the position you're in. So just to have a boss micromanage your day-to-day actions kind of like adds to the frustration of daily operations. So
Okay, so would you say those individuals, are they individuals that you worked with prior to you leaving?
right.
Okay, and when you came back, you were back in that situation with those individuals, and those individuals kind of undermine your expertise or knowledge of your own craft.
Right. And like I said, it's been 4 deployments in 4 years, and every time it seems like you get shoved down further and further down the totem pole.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So with that being said, now when you're looking at what you would consider your strengths about yourself, would you say that your strengths would be average or above functioning? You have transportation, of course. Family support is your strength, or your good physical health is a part of your strength?
Family support, and I have my own transportation, and I'm average above, and I'm getting a little older, so it's kind of hard to maintain all of this, but I am in pretty good shape, I guess.
Do you actively engage in physical activity?
For the most part, yeah.
On a regular basis? That's good. That's good. What about of course, you maintain employment and daily work, which is no problem. Good self-care, good insight on problems. And overall, how would you say your self-esteem is?
It's average self-esteem now, you know. I'm an older guy, so I don't have the testosterone raging through my body now, but I do have pretty good self-esteem.
Now, what would you say would be barriers to you within your work environment, besides the work interference that you've already spoke on? What would you say would be other things that would consist of being a barrier to you?
Like I said, growing up, I was kind of a loner, so maybe not having the communication factor is one, or understanding other people's concerns, because I never had to really deal with that. So.
Okay. And have you ever talked to anyone in regards to that?
Not really. I mean, it's just been kind of make do and press on, and not really addressed it.
Okay. So what would you say any needs besides your employment needs? Would you have needs financially, medically, housing, employment, transportation, child care, legal? Any of those would you fit into?
I mean, we always could use a little more money.
Okay, but overall your financial situation?
We're okay, I guess.
Okay.
Medical care. You know, if you think about it, we get pretty good medical care, but...
So you do regularly see your doctor?
Yes, we have to get an annual physical assessment, medical assessment, and dental, and
good deal.
We're pretty much taken care of.
And with that being said, of course, housing would be taken care of also.
Right.
In aspect, okay. And employment is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation?
Yes.
Child care?
Yes.
And what about any legal issues?
That's provided for us free of charge, so if not, I have a sister, she is a lawyer.
Okay, good deal.
So she can help out in those.
You're covered in all areas, huh?
Yeah.
What about basic needs for your children? Are those, would you say, are met?
Yeah. You know, every kids want more, but you know they're provided for sufficiently.
Okay, so length of your current marriage. You said you've been married for 8 years.
Yes.
And time together before marrying.
Say again.
How long were you or and your spouse dating before you all got married?
We had a brief courtship.
Brief courtship?
Yes.
Which would be a couple of months, 2 or 3 months?
Probably about 4 months or so.
Okay.
But it was love at first sight.
Okay, so currently or in the past, have you ever had inappropriate expressions of love?
I don't understand that question.
Okay, would you say, would you have, like, out of the ordinary, like, say, for instance, you feel a little bit more of an issue with wanting to know where that person is at all times, or you have a stronger sense of love for a person where you feel like you have to be with that person morning, noon, and night?
Yes.
Okay. So that probably would be a reason why you would feel like the distress and disconnect with the PTSD. You just never know. What about control your finances?
What about that?
Do you control the finances?
Somewhat.
Okay. Determine what bills to pay and who pays them?
Somewhat, not necessarily.
Restricts time alone with your spouse?
I don't understand that question.
Well, I'm saying, do you restrict your spouse with the time alone that she has?
No.
What about restricts time with family, friends, schoolwork, stuff of that nature between you and your spouse?
maybe.
Maybe.